Reading Module 3, Lesson 7. So let's get started with our learning intention. Thoughtful mathematicians interpret the unknown in multiplication and division to model and solve problems using units of 6 and 7. So what that means is we're going to be looking for an unknown value in a problem, multiplication or division, and all these problems are going to be focusing on 6 and 7 facts. So that unknown, we're going to be calling it a variable. That's the math term. And a variable is just a letter that represents a number. So for example, 5 times b equals 10. Before solving this, I don't know what b is, but once I solve, I realize that b is a variable worth 2. So this letter b represents 2. So let's try one. Well, I'm going to try one and show you how we do this. Adi sells 6 boxes of pens at the school store. Each box of pens sells for $7. Draw a tape diagram and label the total amount of money he makes as M. Write an equation and solve for M. So let me start with my tape diagram. I know there are 6 boxes of pens. So let me draw my 6 boxes. And each box of pens sells for $7. So each box, that means one box is 7, that box is 7, this box is 7, they're all 7, each and every single one. So every single box is $7. So now it says label the total amount of money he makes as M. So we don't know the total, so instead of writing a question mark like we usually do, we're going to label it as M to represent the money, M for money. Write an equation. Well, I know I'm multiplying because I know there are 6 boxes of pens, and every one of those boxes, each box, 6 times each of those boxes is $7. So 6 times $7 equals his money, M. So now I want to solve. So I'm going to go ahead and use my tape diagram to solve. I know that each box is $7, so I'm going to place 7 in each group to see how much that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So notice I kept counting as I went, so that way I didn't have to go back and count all of them. You can do that, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then you have to go back and recount everything. And if that works better for you, that's perfectly fine. I was just showing you that you could count on. The only thing is you have to keep track and make sure that you do have 7 in each group. So I was keeping track in my head as I was counting that I was putting 7 in each group. And I realized that there are 42 altogether when I add them all up. So M, the amount of money he makes, is $42. Because 6 times 7 is 42. So I want you to try this one. We're going to read it together and then you're going to solve. Mr. Lucas divides 28 students into 7 equal groups for a project. Draw a tape diagram and label the number of students in each group as N. Write an equation and solve for N. So you're dividing 28 students into 7 equal groups, and you're going to label your tape diagram with the total of 28 students, 7 groups, and N is going to represent the number in each group until you solve. Then you're going to write an equation as well, and instead of writing a question mark, you're going to write N for the part that we don't know yet. So please pause now and press play once you're done solving. Again, pause the video, solve, then press play to check your work. All right, so I already know that there's 28 students in total, and I know there are 7 groups. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I don't know how many students are going in each group, but I was told that N is going to represent the number of students in each group. So now I can write my equation. 28 students divided into 7 groups equals N number of students in each group. So again, I can use my tape diagram to solve this one. I know there are 7 groups. Don't know how many students in each group, so I'm going to keep adding a student into each group until I use up all 28 students. Kind of like when you're picking, when the captains pick team members for a game. Until you pick each one captain picks a player until all players are done. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I see there are 4 students in each group. So n equals 4. 4 students in each group. All right, so let's see what happens if you don't have a word problem. It's just an equation with n or whatever letter, any variable that we're trying to figure out. Well, there's a few ways to do this. You can use the inverse operation. Well, if 30 divided by n equals 6, then 6 times n equals 30. And if I know my 6 facts, I can figure out what n equals. I could also divide by 6 instead and say, if 30 divided by n equals 6, then that means that 30 divided by 6 will also give me n, and I can go ahead and solve. So let me try and do equal groups to figure this out. I know there are 6 groups, and I want to see how much are in each group when I divide the 30. So let's go ahead and add 1 by 1. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I see there are 5 in each group. That means that n equals 5. That's true because 6 times 5 is 30. And 30 divided by 5 is 6. And 30 divided by 6 is 5. This is true regardless of where I place the n. 5 is the answer. So I want you to try this one. What would n represent in this equation? N times 7 equals 21. So go ahead and pause the video and then press play once you're done and can check your work. Again, pause now, solve, then press play to check your work. So the same is true for this one. I can use inverse operation. 21 divided by 7 equals n. I can use my 7 facts, or I can use an array. I'm going to go ahead and use an array, show you how to solve using an array, just in case we forgot. It's been a while since we've added multiplied and divide. So I have 7. That's one group. So I want to keep adding groups of 7 until I get to 21. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 2 groups, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 3 groups. So I know now that n equals 3. 3 times 7 is 21, or 21 divided by 7 is 3. So we used numerous strategies. We did a tape diagram, an array, equal groups, inverse operation. Remember, you can use whichever strategy makes the most sense for you. On Schoology today, you're going to have problems similar to this where you have to solve for the variable. Or you'll be giving a word problem and you have to pick the equation that matches what's happening in the word problem. For example, here 28 students divided by 7. You have the equation that we had to use was 28 divided by 7 equals n. So you have to find the variable that's placed in the correct part of the equation to represent the problem. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to me on Schoology or Google Hangouts, and thank you so much for watching.